Nigerian army generals corrupt, steal weapons, sell to terrorists, the Economics report. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. Now the news in detail. The Nigerian army is filled with corrupt generals and unable to protect the country from mutating violence, the Economist paper reported. Now this is wonderful. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful that we keep hearing such ridiculous and outrageous news on a daily basis? Now that the Nigerian army that was cowed up for the purpose of protecting lives and properties of said citizens now are now the ones putting the citizens' life at risk. How do you explain this? We are really in trouble if this is the case. Nigerians is in trouble. What is really going on? What is actually going on? The said people that took an oath to make sure that they protect us and our properties are safe are the same people now that is selling us out. Oh my goodness. Let's continue with the news. Nigerian army is mighty on paper, the London magazine added. But many of its soldiers are ghosts who exist only on the payroll, and much of its equipment is stolen and sold to insurgents. The Economics, in an extensive report on Thursday, said Nigeria had not been able to address its insecurity because military chiefs plundered much of the security's combat resources and the rest has stretched thin with little capacity to forestall the crisis. Little more than 6 decades ago, as Nigeria was nearing independence, even those who were soon to govern Africa's largest country had their doubts about whether it would hold together. British colonies had drawn a border around land that was home to more than 250 ethnic groups. Obafemi Awolowo, a politician of that era, evoked Metinac, threatening that Nigeria is not a nation. It is a mere geographical expression. The early years of independence seemed to prove them right. Coup followed coup. Ethnic pogroms helped spark a civil war that cost 1 million lives. As the southeastern region, calling itself Biafra, tried to break away and was ruthlessly crushed, military rule was the norm until 1999. Despite this inauspicious act, Nigeria is now a powerhouse, home to 1 in 6 sub-Saharan Africans. It is the continent's most boisterous democracy. Its economy, the largest, generates a quarter of Africa's gross domestic product, GDP. The army is also stretched thin, having been deployed to all Nigerian states, the paper said in its upcoming October 23rd issue that was published on its website today. The paper also said Nigerian police has become demoralized due to poor training and endemic corruption. The police are understaffed, demoralized and poorly trained. Many supplement their low pay by robbing the public they have sworn to protect, it said. Nigerian soldiers, especially those deployed in Operation Lafia Dole in the northeast, have always complained about poor welfare. Some claim that they had not been given fragmental jackets, bullet-resistant vests, since they got drafted into the war theater. Some soldiers who spoke to Sahara reporters in May 2021 also lamented that the army owed them in uniform and boot allowances and also made deduction from their salary in the name of a housing scheme. They added they had not been eating and feeding well since their deployment to Borno. There was no housing scheme in the pipeline that the new chief of army staff met when he assumed office. No soldier was consulted, and questionnaires were not shared to sensitize or sample the opinion of troops. Our salary has not been increased. We still buy uniform and boots for ourselves. We live in debilitated buildings. We have not been paying a uniform allowance and boots allowance. You are deployed to a company. The company pays the sum of 150,000, but the commanding officer will pay each soldier 30,000, a soldier had said. Sad. Sad and sad. And yet, the federal government of Nigeria says that they fight the insurgency and the insecurity with all that they have, that in fact, they are not relenting. And this is the kind of reports we get. Who knows how long this has been going on? Who knows? Selling the said equipment that are not even enough. They're not enough. Unless the army comes out with facts now that can that can say this is wrong. I'm telling you, this story is going to believe. It's going to be believed by almost everybody that hears it. Why? Because the insecurity has continued to be on the rise. There have been a rise in the insecurity. And what is causing it? What we just heard, and the lackadaisical attitude of the Nigerian government towards this insecurity. On a daily basis, we keep hearing series of attacks despite the millions and monies being spent on this insecurity issue. You hear, if it is not in Borno, it is in Katsina. If it is not in Katsina, it is in Kaduna. If it's not in Kaduna, it is in... I do not understand what is going on. It's in Benue. And then this third place is now, the government will come out and be quick to say, oh, we send our condolences and we commemorate with the family. Why will you keep commemorating when the thing to be done has not been done? When it can be averted? You keep sending condolences to families and saying this family will be compensated. And it's even to worsen the issue now. Even when some of these bandits or these terrorists are finally caught or finally surrender themselves to the Nigerian army, what happens? Our Ghanaian soldiers would take these terrorists and hand them over to the government for the law to take its course on them. But unfortunately, our soldiers and the civilians will be slapped across the face. Why? These people will be taken in, they'll be cared for, they'll be fed, they'll be released, saying they have been forgiven. Not just released, they'll be released back into the Nigerian army, into custom and other government's parastatals. And at the end of the day, these people become informants. And yet, this security rises. And the government will say they have done their best. Really. The government will say they have done their best. They will say they have done enough. When it is glaring that they have done nothing, keep wasting the efforts of these soldiers that have sworn to make sure Nigeria is protected and the properties are protected as well. Imagine you doing all the work and you give it back to those who are supposed to just do the dustings and get the job completely done. Now, they give you extra work. You keep asking yourself, they put not just civilians' lives at risk, they also put these Ghanaian soldiers' life at risk. Not giving them ammunition. We all know and how the cries of we do not have enough arms and ammunition has been going on with the Nigerian military for a very long time. And yet, these bandits kidnap people. They kidnap people, and at the end of the day, the government paid them ransom. And they take their ransom and they get themselves arms and ammunition that the Nigerian army, our soldiers have never seen. They have never. I'm sure that they have not even been given training on how to use. These people hold them and use them against them. It's like sending people to go and die at the war front without giving them things necessary to make sure this fight is really victorious on their end. It is really sad. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.